Two, we got how Jaren Jackson Jr. spent his first million in the NBA.
First, I want to do a shot with the money all on my lap. What's up, everybody? This is Jaren Jackson Jr., and this is how I spent and saved my first $1 million. Falling in love in basketball was really kind of an easy thing to do in my household. It just was always around. My dad played professionally for many years, and he won a ring with the Spurs in '99, the same year I was born. Lived in Maryland my early life, and then in Indiana, I was there mostly through high school. That's kind of what really made me basketball-wise, I think. I was blessed to get recruited by every school in the country. Obviously, I picked Michigan State, but that was just because they kept it real with me. I remember if we had a bad game, all the schools would call me and be like, "Oh my God, you play so well, you're it," all that stuff. But Izzo and Michigan State would call me and they'd be like, "Yo, what are you doing? You're literally messing up. Are you good?" I used to hate that. And then I thought to myself, they obviously want me to be great, they're keeping it real.
What was that like for you to be a top 5 pick?
I was more thinking about coming back from my second year. I went to Izzo's office and I was like, "Yo, I'm trying to stay, let's run it back. My guy." And he basically laughed at me and he was just like, "What are you doing? Get out of here, man. I don't know." And then he drove me to class. He was like, "Yep, this is kind of symbolizing you moving on." And I was like, man. When I got drafted, I just remember being able to see the amount I was gonna make kind of hit hard, probably a little harder than I thought it was gonna hit. Here are the details of my rookie contract with the Grizzlies. And then I remember my dad coming up to me and being like, "I just made more than he made on one night," basically. That all happened when I was 18. So it's just hard to comprehend all that because you're just growing up, you're just flowing through it, you're a kid, you don't know. But once you put your pen on paper, sign something, go for it. Once that happens, get your big boy pants on. It's the show. It's time. I don't even think it still has really hit me. First of all, I want to say this is damn near therapy for me. You don't get to reminisce about all these moments, which is really crazy. I probably take some time, but even since I was drafted, I've just been on the go. All right, now you guys know how I made my first $1 million. This is how I spent my first $1 million. When you get a lot of money, make sure you invest it. Put it into a fund. Get people around you trust to help you and give you advice with your money. For me, basketball isn't gonna be forever. You're gonna wanna make sure you have money for your kids, future kids, whoever. It's just a responsible thing to do. I just wanna get that out the way. And it seems boring. It's not boring. After I invested my money, the first thing I spent money on was probably my watch. I got a gold Rolex, which was around 50K, and I wanna say a bunch of other jewelry for about 100K. The gold Rolex, I just wanted to have a nice piece on me that I could just wear with anything. It was clean, it wasn't too in your face. But, I also hang around my friends, and at the time we're 19 still, so we're just hype on everything. That's when you get ice, bling, stuff that's bust down, flooded, and that's kind of where 100 bands goes into. I had an apartment that was around 50. In Memphis, cost of living isn't very high. The funny thing is I didn't have a car because I didn't have a license yet because I was just chilling. I was Ubering to some games. Weirdly enough, I had to stop doing that because it got weird. I have some of the interns come pick me up for the games because I couldn't Uber no more. Yeah, and thank God for them. Shout out them. They deserve some of this money too. I should give them some. Another thing that's really important to me is music. I've been freestyling since I was, middle school. It's lunch table with your homies at the crib, wherever. I got into recording probably my first year in the league, but I was like, man, I really want to record at the crib. So I was just like, let's do it. And then we bought all the studio equipment at once, which was crazy. That plus all the studio time I spent was probably 50 as well. I make it mandatory the guys come through and make the songs. There's some songs that people have that have been made in my studio. You may never hear them, but they exist for sure. And they're nice, believe me.
Every basketball player want to be a rapper, man.
Well, eventually I had to get a license. And when I got a license, I wanted to get a car that I definitely wanted for a while. And I got a Range Rover Sport, and it was black, and it was around 100. And I have red brakes on them, black wheels, black car, tint, can't see me. And the interior is peanut butter. I call my car Peeber. It's kind of like my little Peeber car. Just a little thing for you. In the summertime, I was still homesick from Michigan State. You know how freshman years are, it's lit, everything's hype, and then I'm just poof, gone. So I really wanted to go back a lot and visit and see my friends. And I was going on vacations, and I was taking my homies on vacations, you know, take the gang out, go crazy. Definitely spent a lot on traveling and going to like the beach or going wherever, you know. And that was around 80 for vacations. You know, you wanna remember those things forever, because when you're hanging out like that, it's priceless. I think this just goes without saying, clothes mean the world to me. It's never really about what you wear, it's how you feel, but you express how you feel, what you wear. If people don't like what they have on, I can tell, cause I love what I have on sometimes, and I feel like that guy, and then your whole day you feel like that guy, and you go to sleep, you feel like that guy, and I spent about $300, and that includes clothes, that includes working with my stylist. You gotta understand, I'm huge, you know, 7 feet tall, probably still growing. I think I grew last week. You know, I can tell when I grow, my back starts to hurt, all that type of stuff. And you need new clothes. You gotta revamp the closet, get jeans, you gotta get stuff, like, you know. That's why I have a stylist to help me get clothes. Like, I don't have time. What am I gonna go to the mall and what, find a shirt? No, my coats have ears. So at the end of the day, I need to get them somehow.
That's crazy.
Huge 70 right there. It's probably the best 70K I spent. 70 on my gang, my people, my family, my friends, anybody I care about. Being grateful, paying back for love given throughout my whole life. When you make it, you make way for everybody else. You want to bring everybody else with you. I'm generous. I definitely take care of my own, and I take care of people who have always loved me and cared about me, and people who I love. I feel really good about how I spent this. If I wanted to change anything, I wouldn't, being honest. I love how I did it because I was smart up front. I got things that were like kind of bucket list things. I got things that I really care about. I took care of my people. If I was alone, who knows what I would have done. Get people around you, trust good people around you, give you good advice. And don't think it's easy either. Don't think like, you know, it's not easy. It's not supposed to be. Yup, it's Trip. You seen how I spent my first $1 million. That's all from me. Sure, I'll see you again.
GQ. Hey man, if you enjoyed that video as much as I did, check out this one right here. I'm out.